What's up, guys? It's the D. We're playing with the D. We're watching these realms. And if you patched your game, then that means that big things are coming. Like hero visits. Looks like Kineza's come to town. Kineza wields a mystical power known as Ki, swiftly evading and deflecting enemy attacks while accumulating Ki. She builds up her power, readying for a devastating final strike. This text has absolutely nothing to do with the hero visit, but complete the hero's quest to get paid. We love to get paid, don't we, folks? This land holds the promise of a world-changing destiny. Commander, will you be the torch that ignites this hope with me? I require some mysterious items that will help us better understand the essence of Ki. Please assist me. All right. Okay, so it looks like we give her some promotion medals. And in return, we get a ad. I need like-minded individuals willing to explore the mysteries of Ki. Help me spread this belief and protect the balance of nature together. Oh, cool. So this is like a expedition type feature, it looks like, where you get to pick your heroes and send them out, and they'll come back and collect stuff for you, I guess. Interessante. Acquired class, a mage, a marksman, and a healer. So we don't have a healer. Oh, we do. All right. We accidentally, quite happily, chose all three of the required classes.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
They'll be gone from camp for 30 minutes, it looks like. So my guess is once I deploy them, I'm not going to be able to use them for 30 minutes. Oh, interesting. You can still take them in your fights. Well, that's an improvement over the typical exploration system where you would not be able to use those heroes for a certain amount of time. That's good. We love to see that. Just like I said, it looks like the shop has been updated, or not the shop, but the event calendar has been updated with the information for the Dark Invocations, and it is exactly like the Captain Reeve event. Falcia, event exclusive, 10 times drop rate, and guaranteed within 250 summons. So you can either get her from a 10 times, or if you have to hit Mercy, it'll go up to 250 and give it to you for free. It looks like you can also get Livian from this at the same time. The other banner is the banner that's going to feature Aylin, or Aylin. And now it really feels like this is a bad banner, because if you literally have to drop 250 within this specific banner just to get Falcia, there is no reason to pull on this whatsoever if Aylin is not that good, unless you really, really, really like Calypso. And this is the exact same thing that happened with the Kineza banner. If you really liked Kriya and you were going to go for Kriya, you should, because you like them, but they're probably not going to be that good. And also, things can be buffed, so all of this stuff is subjective. You know, Aylin not being good is subjective right now. She could be buffed, and she could be fucking fantastic later, and then everybody's going to be like, oh man, I wish I put Aylin instead of Falcia. For me, I'm double torn, because my specific account needs a healer a lot more than it needs a fighter, because we've got Valeria. And Valeria will do anything to save her clan. And she hits like a fucking nuclear bomb, dude. I love her. I like what they're bringing to the table with Falcia. You know, there is a trailer out now. Her focus is primarily, it looks like, Guild Boss. But guess what? I've got fighters that fill that role. We've got an A1 Deimos. We've got Komodo. We have Valeria. We know on a regular basis that Valyria does the bulk of the damage. She'll do 80% of the 100% of the damage. Get some free diamonds for them having to update because of our inconvenience. The other thing that popped up is spam. Spam chats. They're bad. They've always been in every game. Well, now, if you are spam botting or re-rolling, you are not going to be able to use the chat until you clear campaign normal 5-8. So you have to get all the way through campaign 6 before you could chat in some of the early areas of the game. Now, if you join a guild and you're a normal person, obviously you can talk to your guild mates, I imagine. But you're not going to be able to just come in and drop some of this shit that gets put in here. Yeah. Okay, so they've already cleaned it up pretty good. And now it's just a different here's what we're talking about. Redeem code, Google search, ASD 345 gift. This stuff is garbage. This is spam. And honestly, invites from guilds should be moved to their own channel. That's clogging up the chat more than anything else. And really, who's using this chat? Who other than bots and guild people are using this chat? I very rarely see people. It's been days. You had to go all the way back up to the top. It's been days before anybody actually like talked to each other and they were going to watch One Piece. And honestly, hey, I like One Piece too. I just got started. There is supposedly a new boss. I haven't found it yet. I haven't found it in the patch notes. All right, guys. So I did actually find where the new boss is. It's in Artifact Material Raid. If you take a look at the guides and go to map info, we have the Lord of the Grand Necropolis. He is now the boss instead of Salazar. So let's take a look at what that looks like. I did try level 12 and cannot beat it. All right, so this is the brand new boss. Same mechanics as before. He comes down, does his little pause. You can place your tank down as soon as his foot comes down, and you can still hit him from 4 squares. I tried this on level 12, and he absolutely decimated Wrath immediately. He destroys my tanks. It's a deep gear check from 11 to 12. But 11 is extremely easy, as you can see here. The mechanics haven't changed. Nothing is different about it. What will be interesting to see is if they also patched a little bug that popped up a few times in the past week or so when I was farming Artifact Material Raid. Randomly, I would get anywhere from like 30 to 40 meteorites. I don't know if that's normal or what, but if it's ever happened to you, let me know. Anyway, there's the boss. Let's circle all the way back to the event notice, to Falcia. We were looking at the calendar and we were still going to the wrong place. So we were torn over the issue with the banner, right? I really don't know what I'm going to do now because, like I said, we have fighters. We have fighters. We have very capable fighters. Not that Falcia is not a capable fighter. I don't want to go over her kit right here, but if I recall, Fastidious did a test with her on the test realm, albeit, that's the test realm. But she was only getting around 8 to 9 million damage on the guild boss. And frankly, I've already got that. I've already got that in Valyria. What I don't have is AoE healing. And I'm telling you guys, I think that this range is really the biggest issue with this particular hero. That's my opinion. I'm probably wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know. Please do. We always like to hear that we're wrong. And by the way, if this is like the 3rd or 4th time that you've heard me say that I'm wrong, definitely tell me that I'm wrong and maybe subscribe too, because that means you've been watching a lot. She's got an extremely low cost of 6, which is fantastic for a healer. I mean, she has attack-based healing, which could be a bad thing for her, but, you know, so does Dolores. Her ultimate, when triggered, increases the hero's healing multiplier by 70% and speeds up heals by 100% for 15 seconds. So she's just going to be blasting out heals. Just boom, 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 boom. And you can increase that multiplier by 30%. You can increase the duration by an extra 5 seconds, and you can reduce the cost to make it happen a lot. I mean, there are good things to this hero. When Divine Moonlight reaches 25 stacks, increases healing multiplier by 20%. Additionally, allies in range will receive 10% less damage. So she's also adding damage reduction in here, which can be boosted up to 15% total, and the stacks can go down to a required of 20. And the stacks are going to be based off of, what are the stacks based off? All right, so this is part of her talent. Receives 1 stack of Divine Moonlight every 1 second, stacking up to 50 times. And when that reaches presumably 20, if you're fully skilled up, that's going to stack up significantly, I feel like. For every 1 ally in range, increases the healing multiplier by 1% and acquires 1 additional stack of Divine Moonlight. You can get 2 extra stacks of Moonlight, and you can get 2% extra healing multiplier to make it to 3% healing multiplier. Okay, so I'm still failing to see why this hero is so bad. And frankly, because I don't have 250 summoning materials, and I know I'm not going to get another 1,000% of my current summoning materials, it's just not going to happen. Not by Saturday, let alone by Friday. I mean, all the events fire up on Friday. And Corridor of Glory, so that's going to be good. We'll at least get better rewards for leveling up our heroes. There's been some discussion that that's a little bit better than doing just straight up hero training, in terms of like trying to max out the tournament for hero training and just save that EXP and promotion materials for this. But the thought of leveling up my people every 2 weeks, I already do that in Raid. I literally save all of my levels and everything for my heroes on personal CVC events. And I don't want to live like that. I would like to continue to like grow my account all the time. Here's a free 600 stamina for the 7th day of the Wizard's Horde. I would recommend holding on to that until you actually need it, because once you click it, it's going to dump it into your overall pool of stamina, and you don't want to do that right away unless you're going to use it. I'm going to miss the Halloween stuff. I really am, but I'm glad that the hero visits are in, because these little shards are nice. That's just a free legendary summoning crystal over time. That's a nice little bonus. It looks like we just came in second in that hero training. And again, you know, that person dumped 17,000 points into it. Why? For 5 summons and a legendary extract. Not really worried about tournaments. I'm just not worried about it. We did boost up some gear. Not enough, though. We still need more gear. Cratchit, you're never going to get geared unless I need you really badly. I'm kidding. I'll use it in Faction Wars. New Void Rift started up. Still haven't completed that yet. Saturday is going to be nice. Next Saturday, rather. And it's when we get our Wrath A5. So that'll be a nice little bonus. But otherwise, I'm still kind of in the same hard place that I was in yesterday, in that I feel like I need to pull for Aelin. I really do, because that is what would genuinely help my account the most. And just because she may not be something that's end game viable, I have to remember that my account and possibly your account, we're not anywhere near the mid game, are we? You know? So at that point, let's bring things back in to perspective and examine what problems I have on my account, and base that on why I would summon on the banner, and not because of the collective thought process on the champions or the heroes. Metagaming is something that pisses me off completely. But it's essential sometimes, especially in a game like this, in the later levels where you actually do need Comet, or you need Lasir, or you need Elowen in order to heal your way through it, or you need a tank like Brokir who's going to be able to have 2-0 shit buttons and keep himself alive. It's difficult when that happens, but okay, I was hoping we didn't waste that key. It's just barely. Just barely. But yeah, meta chasing, it makes games unfun. Saps the life out of them. It really does. This has run extremely long at this point. Speaking of sapping the life out of the room, I'm taking forever to get to any kind of point.